Luke Nash Jones, Luke Alexandra, I'm coming for you. See your fucking hat? See this? That's going, and you're going next, mate.
I will fucking kill you. Put that on your fucking camera and send that to the police. Because I will fucking destroy you. I'll destroy any cunt.
Timothy Scott, leader of Liberty Defenders, which he co-founded with notorious anti-Semite Jack Sen, threatens 4 times to use his military training to kill a mixed-raced right-wing activist, Luke Alexander, who is a member of the pro-Trump organisation Make Britain Great Again.
So here's your hat, here's everything you stand for.
I will fucking come down on you like a fucking ton of bricks, and I will fucking hunt you down because you cunts are in London, and I will fucking hunt you down.
He's threatening to kill people. It's the sort of thing that a dictator would do, like Kim Jong-un or Mugabe. It's completely nuts.
I went to Afghanistan, Iraq and fucking Northern Iraq.
These threats of violence occurred in July 2018 when the leader of Make Britain Great Again, Luke Nash Jones, and the secretary, Brian Corder, understandably declined an invitation to speak at the Justice for Our Boys rally in London. The organisers were threatening to kill members of Britain's pro-Trump nationalist movement, Make Britain Great Again.
Because we're genuinely passionate about this cause, we were determined to get as many people to the event as possible. But because of the speaker lineup, it wasn't possible for us to attend.
So this message came in on my phone and it said, "Hey Luke, have you seen that Timothy Scott is involved with Jack Sen?" An article he had placed on his own website on the 24th of July made very clear that now he was working with one of Britain's most notorious National Socialists.
The notorious, self-claimed anti-Semite Jack Sen was expelled from UKIP after comments regarding Jewish people. Understandably, he is very unpopular with Britain's Jewish community.
Got a message coming now from Melanie Garel, pro-Israel activist. She says Jack Sen is an anti-Semite. He was excluded from UKIP because of his racist views, and shared a platform with Jeremy Bedford Turner, a member of the genuine far right, who was recently convicted of and imprisoned for inciting racial hatred at a demo where he stated that he wanted to free England from Jewish control. As a British Jew, I'm extremely worried about anybody who associates with someone who shares those views.
Sen befriended Nick Griffin and joined the BNP.
In my opinion, the media, instead of allowing us to discuss the society-ravaging ideals the Jews are responsible for, intentionally drag us back to the Holocaust in an attempt to deflect genuine criticism from organized Jewry.
Publicly expressing that he agreed with some aspects of National Socialism, or in short, Nazism. He then went on to be a TV presenter for the BNP.
Hi, my name is Jack Sen. I'm a BNP spokesman.
It has recently become public knowledge that Jack Sen co-founded a political organisation called Liberty Defenders with Tim Scott, the former leader of Pegida UK.
Jack Sen is my friend, and I don't give a shit what he's done in the past. He's a clever, very like-minded person. That's all that needs to be said.
Like-minded? Did he just admit right there to sharing the same political ideology as anti-Semite Jack Sen?
It was totally shocking to us to find out that Scott had teamed up with Sen. We thought the organisers didn't know about it, so we tried to make them aware of it. And they kept talking about unity. We can't have unity with National Socialism. That's like oil and water. It just doesn't mix. And we literally begged them over a period of 2 days to reconsider, but to no avail. Talking unity with National Socialism made it impossible for us to be part of it anymore. I mean, really, that should have just been the end of the matter. All it was is just 2 speakers withdrew, and it was just between us at that stage. But all the hysteria that came after it, that was just crazy.
Sadly, event organisers Glen Saffer and James Goddard didn't just accept that Luke Nash-Jones and Brian Calder would not be addressing the rally, but sent aggressive messages to Nash-Jones, Calder and also Luke Alexander, the organiser of the Cambridge Free Tommy rally.
And then I had these messages coming in from this chap called Glen Saffer, threatening to give me a good sorting out if he ever met me in person.
Right, this is my rant now. Right here, Luke, I'm telling you straight, right, mate. I don't know who you are, mate, but you're just put on there. We cannot attend the rally due to the choice of speakers lineup. This is not your rally. This is Tracy's rally, right? So you're just upsetting Tracy. If that's your game, mate, me and you're going to meet up. And I'm not, I swear there, man, all right, you just upset me on a thing, right? But I swear, man, when I see you, me and you're having words.
Don't ever meet me outside. Really, don't ever meet me outside. Because it will be the worst situation for you, really. I mean that.
And these are words that people would take to be a threat of a beating. So basically, they're threatening, it seems, to beat me up unless I was willing to stand on a stage with an organisation featuring one of Britain's most notorious anti-Semites.
Luke Nash-Jones, Luke Alexandra, I'm coming for you.
We are coming for you. We ain't going to do it violently. We're going to do it with words, mate, because we will destroy you. I hate. Because we will destroy you. I hate.
The people, Luke Nash and people like that, have got upset because I'm meant to be talking there, and have referred to me as a white supremacist and what else was it? National Socialist. To accuse someone like me of being so far right. And even if I was, who gives a shit?
The rally didn't have as large a turnout perhaps as some expected. Anger was brewing after. Perhaps a scapegoat was wanted, and Goddard and Glenn were not willing to accept he'd made a mistake in inviting Scott. In return for all Make Britain Great Again's hard work and goodwill, on the 28th of July 2018, a very ungrateful James Goddard and Glen Saffer burned to Make Britain Great Again hat in the street, and produced a number of false and incorrect statements in voice messages and videos regarding Luke Nash-Jones and Luke Alexander.
See your fucking hat. See this? That's going, and you're going next, mate.
So here's your hat. Here's everything you stand for. And we're going to burn it. Fuck you! Fuck you! Nash-Jones! We burnt it. Harriet. So Luke Nash-Jones, we'll see you next Saturday, and we will bring you down. It's live, here we go.
You're talking about children, but you've made it political.
Tracy, right, so,
Right.
what we're doing now, we're going to expose someone that has labelled us all as far-right Nazis. Labelled us all as far-right Nazis.
At this time, James Goddard was taking parts in debates defending Israel, generally presenting himself as a staunch Zionist. And at the same time, I saw him moving with obvious Nazis. And if you're a Zionist, you do not move with Nazis. So I took his Zionism with a pinch of salt. I saw it as just something to ingratiate himself with Tommy Robinson, who is a genuine Zionist. I give you the real James Goddard 2020.
Just saw one of the comments in the chat. Tommy doesn't stand with Holocaust deniers, you do. Jackie Love, I think it's best we probably have this chat off camera. Feel free to drop me an email at thejamesgoddard@gmail.com and we can have a conversation about that. But please just don't believe everything you see in the Hollywood movies.
I'll tell you what, guys. Speaking of cookbooks, you know, whilst we're all on lockdown, people are still needing to buy food. So I'm thinking of starting a bakery, you know, and I'm going to cook 6 million cookies. And I've broken it down. If I want to cook 6 million cookies, you know, over a course of, let's say, 4 years, you know, that's 1.5 million a year. It's about 4,100 a day. It's 171 an hour, or 2.85 every minute, non-stop, day and night for 4 years. Do you think it's possible?
Oh. No.
No.
As not based Amy, whether you two got on, we didn't know.
No, unfortunately.
Well, what I'm saying though, there's.
Oh, go on, Mark.
We're about it. Marion.
Oh, there's Tony Martin again. There we go, Tony Martin, back with his friends.
Here you go.
This is Marion right here. This is Marion, right? And this is Tony Martin, and they're both National Front.
And I can safely say, Tim, that I get everything that you've been telling me for the past 2 years now. I understand the whole time. Everything that you and Marion were trying to tell me, I get it. I understand it. It only took 2 years, but I get it now.
No, but mate, this is the one thing I will say, yeah?
What we're doing now, we're going to expose someone that has labelled us all as far-right Nazis.
And they invited in an associate, a guy who started a political movement with a National Socialist.
Don't ever call me fucking Hitler, that I support Hitler. Don't ever call me racist. He's going to pay you a visit. And so is a lot more people.
Glen Saffer, who is a professional boxing coach at Norwich Golden Gloves, then threatened to organise teams of boxers from around the country to hunt down and beat up Make Britain Great Again.
You're fucking boxing with a geezer, alright, who will fucking knock the shit out of you so quick, alright, you won't even fucking see me. I'm gonna get off this camera before I do and say something really bad. Really, don't fuck with someone like me. Don't. Because it is the fucking worst thing you ever do.
Clearly this man is a nasty piece of work.
In a video by James Goddard, a man insinuates threats to hang the MBGA team of Luke Nash-Jones, Brian Calder, Martin Costello, Adrian Costello and Luke Alexander to death from the scaffold.
Get to the scaffolding! I've had enough of you. I'm going to name them as traitors to this country, right? Luke Nash-Jones, Tony Bugle, and the only thing you'll have in your hand is your fucking dick.
They had at that rally the Pendragon Group.
Fuck the army, fuck the navy, fuck the RAF, fuck the old bill, and fuck the Queen. Fuck the Queen.
While these Pendragons have ditched their former potty-mouthed bank robber leader Graham Moore.
I, under common law, got 7 years, and I was held in HMD Hellmarsh.
And we thought maybe give them a second chance despite their crazy nonsense on common law. Unfortunately, their new leader, Gary Clark, isn't really that friendly. He cornered Martin and I in a car park.
And that was a stupid thing to do, Luke Nash, because you could have destroyed that. You could have destroyed Make Britain Great Again by doing what you did, because the Dragons, let me tell you, are very popular, and so is Tim Scott.
It was totally shocking to us to find out that Scott had teamed up with Zen. We thought the organisers didn't know about it, so we tried to make them aware of it. And they kept talking about unity. We can't have unity with National Socialism. That's like oil and water, it just doesn't mix. And we literally begged them over a period of 2 days to reconsider, but to no avail. talking unity with National Socialism made it impossible for us to be part of it anymore.
Luke Nash Jones, Luke Alexandra, I'm coming for you. See your fucking act. See this? That's going, and you're going next, mate.
That was Glen Saffer's response to people who oppose unity with Nazis. Let's listen to what he's recently had to say about why Tommy Robinson's documentary Shalom is 4 months overdue.
So now we go on to Shalom. Shalom was ready to come out again. Tommy went to prison. He couldn't bring the Shalom out again. They're waiting on a few hiccups at the moment. Forget about Jewish, who hate Jews. Get that out of the way. Look at people. It's a person. What they done it to. It's a person. It could be you. Yeah. You know how they drove him to his death.
Could happen to anyone. Getting hounded to your death for being a Jew could happen to anyone. What an insult to the memory of Yisrael Shalom, a British Jew hounded to his death by Islamists for being a Jew, to say it could happen to anyone, to placate Nazis. The core element of Tommy Robinson's donor base is Nazi or Nazi friendly. Shalom has not come out because he wants their money to keep coming in. If that wasn't the case, then what Glen Saffer would have said as Tommy Robinson's de facto spokesman is that if there's any Nazis out there who don't like the fact that Tommy's bringing out Shalom, go take a running jump. Tommy doesn't want anything to do with you, and if you've been donating to him, keep your money. Tommy doesn't want money from Nazis. But that's not what he said, is it? Instead, what we got from Team Tommy was Nazi appeasement. Glen Saffer does threaten Nazis as well, as it seems he's recently done over Dion Hell Hath No Fury as a Holocaust denier scorned Mula, the witch of Copenhagen, as Richard Inman described her recently. But he only will threaten Nazis if they go a bit too far in dissing his boy. And Holocaust denier or not, how bang out of order in threatening Dion Muller as he did. But aside from that, as we've seen, Glen Saffer is all about unity with Nazis, as long as they keep it under wraps where they're really at. Could be anyone. What Tommy Robinson and Mark Collett call the Patriot movement, the populist right, is made up of two wings and has 4 types of people. There's the civic nationalist wing, led by Tommy Robinson, that is non-racist and non-anti-Semitic. And then there is the ethno-nationalist wing, led by Mark Collett, that claims all it believes in is that Britain should be majority indigenous. I believe in that, and I'm a white guy with a funny tinge. What they actually believe in is that Britain should be how it would have been had Adolf Hitler won the war. They are Nazi extermination camps waiting to happen. Now let's go to the 4 types of person that are in the Patriot movement Let's start with the far right, duped by the far right. These are people who have read the far left propaganda published, including in publications like the Daily Mail, to try to ingratiate themselves with the far left to avoid being called nasty names themselves. They've read the far left lies in the mainstream media about Tommy Robinson. They've looked into them and they found out that they are lies. They've come to support Tommy Robinson through his courage, through the truth he tells, and through the absolute far left nonsense that the mainstream media says about him as cucks to the far left. And that is really tragic, given that there are good factual reasons for why, even though Tommy Robinson is not racist and is not an anti-Semite, he is a fascist. And I will touch upon that shortly. The next type of people that there are the people on Tommy Robinson's side, the civic nationalists, non-racist, non-anti-Semitic. But nevertheless, as long as Nazis are willing to keep it low that they are Nazis, they're willing to make common cause with them. Richard Inman, one of Tommy Robinson's other right-hand men, like Glen Saffer, he recently put out a video denouncing these Nazis and telling them that they need to decide whose side that they're on.
Anyone within our movement that is gravitating towards that, you have a choice. You have a choice that you've got to make. You can't play both sides of the fence. You can't play both teams. You're either one or the other. You're either with us or you're against us. And you've got to choose. Choose you this day who you're going to be with.
Great words spoken by him, but they ring very hollow, because Richard Inman's history has shown that he's perfectly willing to collaborate with Nazis as long as they tone it down a bit. One to mind is the Holocaust denier Simon Evans.
Another person said that gas trap between the bodies, because apparently the bodies were always stacked up like that, gas trap between the bodies would have killed people going in to pull the bodies out.
As I say, anybody in Tommy's team, not one of them has fallen out with me.
Can I just say, this 14 word thing, every other culture, every other country's got it. So what's the problem?
So I'm thinking of starting a bakery, and I'm going to cook 6 million cookies. And I've broken it down. If I want to cook 6 million cookies, over a course of, let's say, 4 years, that's non-stop, day and night for 4 years. Do you think it's possible?
No.
Have you had any problems since yesterday's stream, or has everything been cushy for you, sir?
Everything's been fine. Everyone has been nice. I said they would, didn't I?
What? No,
I'm waiting for the fallout. I've had phone calls from that side, and they were all sound.
It's got to the point now where the Tommy team have realised if they try and ostracize him too much, it's just going to make them look ridiculous. So they're trying to do the good cop thing now.
Choose you this day who you're going to be with.
That's who he was referring to then, because Simon Evans has appeared in live streams with Mark Collett and his new sidekick James Goddard, and completely affirming the 14 words by the white supremacist whose name offhand I can't recall. And general all-round, you guys are good guys, to the Nazi leader Mark Collett. Then we come to the last two types. The Nazis that are pro-Tommy and the Nazis in Collett's camp who are anti-Tommy. The Nazis who are pro-Tommy They believe that even though Tommy Robinson is a Zionist, at the end of the day he is still one of theirs, and when push comes to shove he will push the Jews under the bus. Just like Mussolini did when he allied himself with Hitler. Mussolini was not an anti-Semite. Mussolini had Jewish leaders in his fascist party who resigned when he allied himself with Hitler, and then subsequently shoved the Jews under the bus, letting Hitler round up Italian Jews. My cat's trying to get in on this video. And then there are the anti-Tommy Nazis who simply cannot wait for Tommy Robinson, for push come to shove, and for Tommy Robinson to shove the Jews under the bus. They insist that he shoves them under the bus now. So these are the two wings and the four types of the patriot movement, the movement as it calls the populist right. No one who is a Democrat would support a populist right that accommodates Nazis. The only positive populism that we would have today, and it doesn't exist, is unity between left, right and centre to defend our democracy from the existential threats of Islamism and Marxism. What Tommy Robinson has in common with Mark Collett is that they share a mutual admiration for the leader of Britain First, Paul Golding. All three of them are ex-BNP. And while Tommy Robinson continues to be allied with Britain First, the small possibility that he will ever become a Churchill keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. He is well on his way to becoming a British Mussolini, to Mark Collett's Hitler. Let's hear from Glen Saffer on when Shalom is coming out.
No, so Shalom will be coming out. Well, I can't say how long, you know, it's entirely string.
How long is a piece of string? Prediction: Shalom is never coming out. Tommy Robinson would rather have unity with Nazis than unity with Britain's Jews against anti-Semitism. Tommy Robinson is taking, as admirable as he often is, as much in the service of democracy of a good number of things he does actually is. He's nevertheless heading down a dark road. And if Britain turns to him, he's going to take them down it. And that dark road is Mark Collett as Britain's Hitler. Stay safe.